What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Figure Bros. My name is Philip, and today I'm bringing you guys another solo review of the Mezco exclusive G.I. Joe Roadblock. Now, real quick before we go any further, if you guys can do me the big favor right now, hitting that like button, we really would appreciate it. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, too, real quick, let me get this out of the way now. Lately, Mezcotyoz has been dropping their exclusive. They've been resupplying. They're out of stock on their Mezco exclusives, such as the Roadblock, which I was able to pick up recently, and Solomon Kane. So you might want to check mezcotyoz.com. I'll leave a link down below in the description box. You might want to be checking them maybe every other day, maybe every other week, to see if maybe you can snag yourself some of these exclusive. Both Jared and I were able to snag Solomon Kane and Roadblock recently, so they've been doing some resupplies on their exclusive. So just a little hint out there, you might want to just check. If you're new, we're going to be going through all different types of points on this figure, such as the articulation. Then we're going to go talk a little bit about the look and design. Then we're going to talk about all the accessories that come with Roadblocks. There's some really cool ones too. And at the very end of this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my final verdict on all of the top categories that we just talked about throughout this review. So if you guys like this type of content, want to see more of this, just please do us a big favor, hitting that like button, maybe comment down below. And again, if you're new, subscribe. Now let's go ahead and talk about the articulation. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and strip them down to make this easy. So let's go ahead and talk about the articulation, starting off with the head. I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera up for you guys. So we'll just go right up to the head. So for the head, pretty standard ball joint. You're gonna get looking up about that much, looking down about that much. We do get a little bit of side to side movement, not much. It's a pretty much, I'm pretty sure this is standard, standard ball peg right there, so you guys can see. Pretty standard for Mezcos. Moving over to the arms, gonna get out about that much right there. What I do like too is how they painted nice colors, nice biceps. I'll talk a little bit more about this when we go into the look and design. I do wish Roadblock was a little bit bigger, but I'll talk about a little bit more about that in the design. You guys can also see, get a nice butterfly joint right inside the armpit, so you can get some good range of motion. Moving down to the wrist, we get a swivel there. And for the hands, there's really not much there for the hands. Just really not much at all. You guys can see, pretty standard. Just a simple peg for them. Moving down to the torso. So try to do this. I think there's two joints on the torso. We'll see here if I stretch it back. So you can get about that much back motion out of it. Not much at all. Get a little bit of side to side, but again, not much. And then there is a diaphragm joint, so you get a little bit of cut inside there. Moving on to the legs, of course, being that it's Mezco, you never want to stress too much with the fabric. Don't want to rip it, but you're gonna get about that much as far as the splits. Double jointed knees. So pretty good actually for the knees, like really good. You can kick out about that much, and again, because of the clothing, you don't want to rip it. Kicking back about that much. Again, you do not want to put too much stress on these figures because you just really don't want to rip that fabric. And of course, you get a little bit of a cut for the thigh, right inside there. And of course, if Jared was here, he'd be saying what I'm about to say. Mezco ankles, not that good. Like really not that good, but not as bad as the Superman. All right, that was the articulation. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to some of the look and design. Okay, moving on to our next category, we're gonna talk a little bit about the look and design, and then we're gonna talk about the accessories next. The accessories is where it shines, but as far as look and design goes, I do wish this Roadblock was a little bit thicker, specifically when we're talking about like his muscles. You guys can see real close up here. I just wish he was just a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker in the chest, a little bit thicker in the shoulders. You guys can see, I mean, he looks really good, don't get me wrong. Like the detail on him is fantastic right here. I mean, just even about, let me get the camera in real focus on it. Like the detail in the head sculpts lately from Mezco have been really top notch. Going back for the last like about 2 years now, they've done a fantastic job with their head sculpts. They've really come a long way, going back to like their early stages of Mezco. But just as far as like the design goes, I just wish they made him just a little bit bigger in the, because I think of Roadblock, I kind of think of like Terry Crews, pretty much a guy who just does arm and chest and basically skips leg days. And that's just me, but I just do wish he was more bulkier. As far as the looks go, he does look like Roadblock, don't get me wrong, he looks fantastic. The fabric they chose to use, really good quality design there. So I have no issues whatsoever. Now here is a quick side-by-side comparison to another Mezco. The black suit Superman, you could see size pretty accurate there. Again, I just wish Roadblock was a little bit bigger, and for that matter too, Superman, same kind of thing. But Superman, side-by-side. Here is another side-by-side. This is the SH Figuarts Bardock. And you can see again, Roadblock pretty much about a head higher than him, which is again, pretty accurate. And then the last side-by-side is another SH Figuarts. I always like putting this one because he's a little bit bigger than most figures. And there's another SH Figuarts, that is the Orange Piccolo. So again, side-by-side comparison so you guys get a good idea of the size. A little bit bigger than the average SH Figuarts, the bigger SH Figuarts. So it kind of just falls right in between that range. So a little side-by-side comparison for you. We're now going to move on to the accessories, which is pretty much the ace in the hole for Roadblock, and I'll show you why. All right, we are now here at the accessories for Roadblock. And again, like I said just earlier, this is where this figure shines. So we'll go ahead and move from left to right because there's a lot to talk about here. Starting off with all of the hands that we get. We get a bunch of hands. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2. He has 6 different sets of hands, which is excellent for a variety of posings. We also get some really good trigger hands as well, which is something that, you know, for a gunsman is always important. And you do see a lot of figures, a lot of companies, they will forget to put actual trigger hands for a gunsman. So do like that Mezco had that. We also get the legs for his giant gun. And they all come out like such. They can all fold back in, and they can also come apart and go into this backpack. I'll go ahead and show you that a little bit. We also get some actual gun effects, which peg really well on the inside. You can see right there. And you can see the bullet leaving as well. So really cool shooting effects right there. We get the big boy gun, which does fold out here, and it can also be carried right here. Really good detailing on the gun, by the way, too, like the brushed nickel across it. And you can see too, you can put the holes for the legs, and you can also put this piece right in there as well. So you can pretty much have a bipod. Another big old gun right here. Classic Mezco, really nice gun here. There you go. Love the detail on the bullets on that one. We get a standard side piece. One thing too I'm a little disappointed in, the clip for this one doesn't come out. That's usually something like Mezco does for all their guns, but you know, not a big deal. We get a nice knife. There you go. And like I said earlier, we have another piece right here, which this can also go in the big boy gun. Like so. And I do wonder if this is for something else down the line. I do wonder if like this will be able to peg in a vehicle that Mezco will make. Comment down below if you think Mezco is going to make a vehicle for Roadblock and other G.I. Joe figures, because this thing doesn't peg into anything else to my knowledge. I mean, because this piece pegs into this one like that. So why have this piece? I do wonder if they're going to make a vehicle down the road and this will peg into the vehicle. Maybe that'll be a side project that they do. So that's it for there. We also get his helmet. Safety first, which does, by the way, fit in beautifully. Like really, really good there. Really tight, snug. We get 2 alternative heads. We get the standard kind of just angry. We get the one with a little more expression. And again, great sculpts by Mezco lately. Then you get multiple different like vests that you can alternate, which is really cool, by the way. So you get the standard like really heavy vest, which looks really good. And of course you have these 2 pieces right here, which you can then peg these guys in like that and put it around his legs. They both have that. So really good there. And this one comes off the side right here. So when you fit it around him, you just pop this off and it goes right around him, which is really good. And then here's something that I don't think works the way the Mezco thought it would work. So this piece is supposed to lock and pop it off, and you can see it just doesn't work. I wish they would have just made this piece just popping on and off. I don't think we needed all that extra. right there. So it's supposed to lock, and it just doesn't work. But this piece right here, this backpack, this is where you can hide all his legs. So you can slide off all of these legs, and you can put them in each, and there are 4 containers right there to hold them. I just wish they, like I said, I wish they made this all in one piece. Doesn't work the way they intended to, but it's okay. Like I said earlier, that's for his holster for the side piece. You also get another leg, goes around this leg. It's supposed to be like a little side pack. Apparently we'd have like, I wish they would have put the knife here as well, but hey, that's okay. The knife does go on the back of this one right here. It does fit pretty easily. We get 2 knee pads, which, you know, okay. And then of course we get the long link of bullets. So one end will peg here, the other end pegs right here on the backpack. Pretty easy. And then of course we get 6 grenades. Again, I don't know, I've seen this in a couple of figures now for the grenades. I do wish the grenades clipped on the actual vest itself on some point, but again, that's just me. So pretty good for accessories, and that's where Mezco always seems to shine with a lot of these figures. It's just the accessories. Now we're going to move on to the final verdict and grade Roadblock on a scale of 1 to 100. All right, you guys, we are now here at the final verdict for the Mezco 112 Roadblock. Kicking it off with some box presentation. It's pretty standard Mezco box. You know, you had an artwork on the front, and it shows everything on the figure on the back. It's a pretty meh looking box, but for the presentation that we're given, it gets a 15 out of 20. It's nothing terrible, but it could always be better for Mezco. Next up is Articulation. Listen guys, the articulation on this one, it's lacking in certain areas. We don't get a lot of ab crunch, we don't get a lot of head movement. The ankles are what they are, and of course, because it is a fabric figure, we are limited down by the legs. He is well balanced, I'll definitely say that much. So posing with him is not difficult, but you know, articulation does need to get better. It's definitely in certain areas: head, midsection, ankles, you know, the things that the clothing is not limited to. But other than that, you know, Mezco still needs some work on the articulation. 14 out of 20 for that. Next up was the look and design. I gave it a 16 out of 20. I'll tell you guys right now, me personally, I would have liked to see a beefier version of Roadblock. I'm gonna put up a couple of photos of a beefier looking Roadblock that I found. And then I do want to show you guys a classic version of Roadblock. Mezco definitely pulled off the classic look of Roadblock. As far as the muscle definition, the tone of his body, he definitely is a classic. Just me personally, I would have liked to see a more beefier version of Roadblock. You guys can comment down below which one, where you guys fall on. Just me personally, would like to see a bigger version of Roadblock. He looks good, so I definitely gave him the full 10 points on the look. Where I'm lacking is the design, specifically the design quality of the accessories. The design of the backpack, the bipod, the bullets, the grenades, all that kind of stuff. Just a little lacking there in the design department. I think the design could have been a little bit better. And again, that's just me. So again, 16 out of 20 for look and design. Next up, accessories. I gave it a score of 18 out of 20. I think this is where this figure shines the most. We get a wide variety of accessories. This would have gotten a 20 out of 20 for me if they would have given me another head or another gun. One of those two or both combined would have really made this a 20 out of 20 because the price you're paying for, MSRP is 95 plus shipping. The taxes, you're going to be paying a little over 105 in total, which is not bad for a Mezco exclusive. But the score for price, I gave it an 18 out of 20. It's a fairly even priced figure. If we got free shipping from Mezco, this wouldn't be that bad. I'll just be honest with you guys, it wouldn't be that bad. But because we had to pay that extra arm and a half, like $12 for shipping, then taxes, I mean, you're paying for like, it ends up being like 112 or 118 for this figure in total. Final score, he gets an 81 out of 100, still gets that nice quality B grade. Again, if they just did a couple of things differently, better articulation, a couple of better accessories, better quality design for, you know, Roadblock and his accessories, I really think they could have pulled off something really better here. However, though, I will say, for a G.I. Joe Roadblock, if you wanted a one-and-done Roadblock, I do think this is and can be your one-and-done Roadblock for your G.I. Joe collectors out there. I do believe that. Even though the score is an 81 out of 100, this still will hold up very well amongst all the other Roadblocks we have gotten from Hasbro. Absolutely believe that. So you guys can comment down below what you guys think. Let me know if you guys think I missed anything. Let me know what you guys think of this review. As always, guys, I really do appreciate it if you guys can do me the big favor of hitting that like button, hitting that thumbs up button for us. It really would mean a lot to us. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.